This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the very happy director of 9 Mile Metals, Mr. Patrick Cruickshank. Patrick, great to have you on. Congratulations on just some very, very impressive drill intercepts at your flagship project. Let me read some of the highlight numbers briefly from the last couple of releases. You just announced certified drill results of 10.12% copper over 15 meters. That included 1% zinc, 1.41% lead, 91.47 grams per ton silver, and it threw in 0.84 grams per ton gold. It wasn't just a one-off. You had a release prior to that release where it was 10.45 meters of 6.92% copper, 5.6% zinc, 2.52% lead, 179.28 grams per ton silver, and 1.33 grams per ton gold. So it's impressive to me, one, that you've outperformed your peers. We started chatting when the stock was near the 9-cent level, and here you are near the 30-cent level, and you're doing that in a very, very challenging summer market. The other thing that's impressive to me is that you're doing it in a very non-traditional way. And I actually, not only wanted to congratulate you on the results and chat about that, but I wanted to talk about the approach because it's a pretty unconventional approach to exploration that so far is yielding a lot of success for you. I'd love for you to provide the context on all of that, sir.
Yes, thank you for having me again, Gerardo. It's a pleasure to be here. We're very excited and proud of our technical analysis and the way that we approach our exploration programs at 9 Mile Metals. This is a mature mining camp, Bathurst, New Brunswick, and a world-class VMS environment. With some of the highest producing mines that have been in production for VMS in the world historically from the 1950s up until today, there's like 45 deposits. But every 20 years or so, there's a breakthrough in technology, whether it's mag and gravity surveys or it's airborne VTEM technology. Well, there's been a lull for about 20 years, and we're at that cusp again. And we've created a model with a fantastic technical group with EarthEX Geosolutions, ourselves, some very, very experienced professional geologists and so on. So we have our own model, and just tell you a little bit quickly about it. But we reprocess all public and private data on any project before we step foot on the ground. So they reprocess it with proprietary algorithms and AI and all this stuff that's happening, and then we'll get our first stage targets. And it gets very technical because they're looking at conductive signatures, because hard minerals are conductive, right? Lead, zinc, copper, silver, gold. And it'll come back and give us these targets based on the strength of the conductor, strong, medium, or weak. And then we'll go ground proof them. And then we'll do our work and economic dollar spending on those targets rather than on the whole project where you don't have targets covering your entire project, right? So economic exploration is a new thing that I like to utilize, but we are using new technology, airborne drones with LiDAR built in, and these micrometers that can shoot down 8,000-9,000 meters now. And we'll fly them at 25 meter spacing, not the helicopters at 200 or 400 meter spacing. So we'll get high definition analysis that goes deep, and we convert all into 3D images, and then we apply out, not myself, obviously, EarthEX, and yeah, exactly. I'd love to take credit for that, but I'm not. EarthEX, then they're phenomenal, and they'll apply their proprietary technology at processing, and also they'll come out and utilize their drone technology on the project, and then we really get some specific focused targeting. And that, I believe personally, and our team does it, that's going to bring a lot of breakthroughs, not just to our project, but other projects around the world. It is groundbreaking.
Let's talk about the initial results. You had XRF drill results back in June, and even then you can sense that the market was starting to catch on to the fact that you had something that could be pretty significant. And I always like to caution with the XRF drill results that there's going to be, a variance in grades and in widths. And, luckily or not so luckily, the actual certified drill results ended up being, pretty spot on as far as grades. There wasn't a substantial drop off. There was an increase in some instances. Same with the widths. You have to be excited about that.
Yeah, we're excited. We utilize the XRF as a tool, and I know it has had some, not so much support from some in the market, but the way we use it, we've been taught to use it more like a lab process, where we don't just take it out in the field and take a gun and look at a vein and take a pic, aim the lasers at the vein when there's 99% of the rock has no mineralization, right? So it's been used in some other instances, not so scientific, but the way we do it, we'll cut the core, and we did publish the pictures of the core, so everyone saw what we were doing, and those are the samples that went to ALS Global. But there was two things happening. We use it as a process internally, as a tool. We do it as technical as we can, so it's blind. The gun is underneath the chamber, shooting up. You open the chamber, you put your drill core down, and you do a 40-second laser scramble weight per inch. So we're doing 30 to 40 data points per meter, right? So we're getting and then the computer does the weighted averaging and so on and processes it. And if you do that, so it's time consuming, but the other reason we do it is because, last year was really poor because we were taking up to 5 months to get certified assays back from the labs. There was a global shortage of assay crucibles coming from China, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we can't stop exploring and stop our process waiting for lab results. So we utilize this and a really good gentleman, PGO, PhD, showed us how to do this out of Memorial University in Newfoundland, and it's been really, really close. And we published it, not knowing we were going to be able to rush the samples, so we weren't going to have the opportunity to. I didn't want to have our shareholders and our program and everything to come to a standstill for 4 or 5 months. So we couldn't do that. So we do it internally anyway, and we decided to reveal that to our shareholders. And because visually we knew, and we do have a pretty confident process how we use the XRF machine. And I think, and we published it obviously so people can compare. And we're already into the next phase. We're moving forward full steam ahead, and we were lucky enough to get the assays process so quickly and confirmation, obviously, but we're not unexpecting these types of results. This is a very high grade target, obviously, and unique for the Bathurst mining camp. There is not another deposit out there with that leading copper.
Talk to me a bit. Yeah, the grades are phenomenal, Patrick. Talk to me a bit about the potential scale, or the scale that you're confident that you have there thus far, and then how you expand on that.
Well, phase one was drilling our target, and then we drilled 5 holes. We still have 2 more to announce once we receive them. They're in process right now, of the mineral targets. Then we drilled 2 borehole targets for EM, and we weren't looking to try to hit mineralization. We're actually trying not to, and be far enough away from the body, subsurface body, that we do the downhole pulse EM survey, and it gives us an unobstructed, uninterrupted magnetic image, 3D image in 720 degrees. So we did one about 25 meters away from the target one that we drilled, and had these phenomenal results. And then we did another one 250 meters away from that, just for the survey, and and then we'll do it's overlapping, and it covers about 600 to 700 meters in all directions. So if we drill a 230 meter hole, you do the survey down that, and it gives you another roughly the same 230 meters of the survey from the probe in all directions. So really it's 230 back up the surface, 230 below what we drilled. So we're getting about a 460 meter depth from that. And it's back to economic exploration. Instead of just going and drilling 400 meter holes, it's very expensive, right? And you're trying to de-risk your exploration program technically and financially, and getting the best return for your shareholders in both components. We're going to have a phenomenal, 800 meter type strike. And, there's ongoing, we have a very good relationship with the New Brunswick Department of Energy and Mines, and we just actually had them overlooking at all the core this morning and had a great technical discussion on how this was created, because it is special, and they aren't by themselves. Most of the deposits have 2 or 3 of these. They cluster, or a string of pearls, or they're called lenses, and they're not just here's one big deposit. So they are multiples, because there's so much folding going on from the way tectonic plates move that a lot of these got snapped, but they're never alone. But ours is very unique. We're very excited.
Patrick, you still have a market cap. It's sub 20 million. I think it might be even sub 15 million, if I'm not mistaken. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we're come a long way. It's been, like you said, a difficult market right now in the summer. So we're roughly around 30 cents a share, and about 13 million market cap. So obviously we think we're doing quite well, swimming upstream, if you want to call it. But we're creating a lot of liquidity. We have a very strong shareholder base, and we believe in our project.
It's great to see the market rewarding exploration success. It's great to see it have this outcome this early on with such an unconventional way. And I really do think that you're onto something as it relates to more efficient and targeted drilling in terms of results, in terms of defining those targets, and in terms of the actual spend on the target. So congrats on all those fronts. I'm looking forward to further updates and results, and hopefully we're having this conversation here in the next week or two again.
Yeah, we sure will. We'll have our borehole team is mobilizing, and we will be doing those 2 downhole surveys. And just to let you know, this is only one target that we're talking about. We have multiple targets on this. Can't wait to share and update everyone with the EarthX data on that. But something that, again, very pro technology. So there's something we just did, and it was in our press release. So now that we have the core, and this high grade core, and just listen for this a minute. It's very fascinating. So we actually cut samples of our drill core holes and sent them to EarthX. They have a physical properties lab. Now they're the ones that are using all the new high tech and analyzing and reprocessing and using algorithms and all that. They're a big leader that we believe in. And so they're going to take that core, the real core, right, that had these wonderful high-grade results. And they also asked for the core below, so the sediments, the non-mineralized core. So what is this sitting in? And they're actually going to get a digital conductive signature of our drill core, because copper has a certain signature, lead, zinc, and everything. So if you can just say, I'll make it very simple. So you get this formula or this image of this is what your core is. Here's what it looks like. All right. And here's what it's sitting in. So if you know those 2 things, remember, because they've reprocessed and they have all this data on our entire property, not just where we drilled. They are now going to go back and put it into our 3D model and look for matching signatures in the same host rock for those other multiple bodies. So this is groundbreaking new technology. We're very excited. We're overworked, but we're enjoying ourselves a lot.
It's great to see the work generating these kinds of results. Patrick, congratulations again, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting you again.
All right. We'll chat soon.
Okay. Thanks, Gerardo.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.